Hello again, everybody. Sebastian Keynes here. This is a Watcher of Rome's video. Forerunner news. Yes, we are getting a big update for what they're rolling out for August 1st. And I'm assuming that this is going to be coming to global. So let's get the really small stuff out of the way, and then we can go into the big one, because it includes heroes being refined a little bit, and there are exclusives coming into the game. So the first thing that I noticed here is in the gear enhancement features. Now they're saying that they're going to allow us to quickly enhance the gear in the auto battle summary page. So that's something that we can test out. You do need to clear campaign stage N84 before you see this unlocked. They're going to be adding Boreas's and Teowin skins to the shop. So now you can find those there. And then when it comes to the promotion rate, so we were previously we saw that they changed it by adding the blue, purple insignias to Extreme 1, and then the blue, purple, and legendary insignias to stage Extreme 2. But if you were endgame, the calculations were still a little bit off because you were only getting 5 of them. And if you went back to stage 15, you could get anywhere between 7 and 10 in terms of the legendary insignias, which is typically what end gamers need. Well, here they're saying we're going to change the insignia drop rate for Extreme 1 from 5 to 7, and then for Extreme 2 from 5 to 10. Now I was thinking, okay, now you're getting closer. So now you're giving us an incentive to really go through Extreme 2. But here's a caveat, is that they're now, for you to guarantee 10, instead of having to RNG 7 to 10 in 15, is that you're going to have to use 22 stamina in that particular stage to get that 10. So now it just goes to math. Over the course of long runs, so let's say 20, 30 runs, how many insignias do you get in 15? How many insignias would you get in Extreme 2? Just from the quick math, I'm going to guess that they're both going to be about even, but you're going to get extra blues and purples from Extreme 2. But we'll have to collect some data to see what it is that is going to be more efficient to farm in terms of insignia. Okay, now let's get to the big stuff. First of all, when it comes to heroes and demon soldiers adjustments, so you're gonna, it looks like a buff now, because it says here for Praetus Awaken 1, which previously read, when basic attack deals damage to targets inflicted with radiant erosion. Okay, it restores 3% rage. Now it says, when basic attack deals damage to the target, it restores 3% rage. Here is my guess as to why they had to refine the wording of his awakening, or redefine it by taking the radiant erosion out. Jira got introduced to the game. In Jira's A1, she removes radiant erosion, and she then inflicts a stun. Based on some of the tests that I was doing in the Forerunner server, when it came to Prateus, there were slight damage reductions in long battles. But I didn't think it was really significant to say this was a nerf, or getting Jira to A1 will nerf your Praetus. It wasn't nerfing him. It was just the damage was decreasing based on what he could do. Well, that's how they fixed this. They just completely took out that requirement of having radiant erosion. So this just means that Praetus is going to be nastier. The other one is a Demon Soldier Ma, our favorite Demon Soldier. Well, it says that after you obtain them, then you increase the deployment limit by 1 with this new skill. So I'm wondering if this is going to be at the low levels, or do you have to wait until you level him to 2 or 3? We'll have to wait. But what I'm assuming by deployment limit by 1 is that instead of just being able to use them in 3 battles, we'll be able to use them in 4. I don't think that this means we'll be able to deploy 2 Mas in 1 battle. Let's get to the artifacts, because these are going to kind of buff the heroes a little bit, I think. They added 3 new exclusive artifacts. One to Trusk, one of my favorite defenders in the game. It increases his block by 1. So kind of a Bastion Ring with an increase in the counterattack damage by 100% during the ultimate. And then it says after triggering a counterattack, increases defense by 3%. And it says here that as you upgrade the artifact, the stacking goes from 5 to 10. Falcia is getting an exclusive. So I think that this hopefully will make her a little bit more useful in the boss battles. Not that she wasn't already, but given that they just introduced Glacius and Jira, I think that she needed it. So it says here increases the crit damage by 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45%. That's a lot of crit damage. So then it extends the effect duration of Demon Slayer stance by 2 seconds. This theoretically should add damage. When Shadow Slash is activated, enters Demon Slayer stance immediately. So yeah, that just is trying to boost your damage as much as we can without making the hero busted again. So we'll test that out. Hopefully they add these to the test server soon so we can start tinkering around with it. And then Kinessa is getting an exclusive. If you saw the latest episode of Wars Going On, I had Mortar Mike as a guest host with me, and he was talking about postulating about an artifact to Kinessa that would make her a little bit more useful, a little bit more enticing to play. But his involved stun. Well, in this case, it says that they're just going to enhance her talent. There's a 50% chance of gaining 1 extra stack of She after triggering the dodge. And then upon gaining She, increases single target damage from going from 15 to 25% for 8 seconds. So increase her damage, get her more stacks of She. Hopefully then she does the damage, and then you're still depending on her dodge. All right, we'll figure it out. I'm betting, again, if they put these in the test server soon, we can test them out. They're going to modify Abomination's exclusive, thank God. Increases the initial rage by now 450 to 700. They're going to change that. Increases the initial rage from 450 to 750, so to 700, depending on the level of the artifact. But now it says that during the ultimate, he will increase his AoE damage by 20%, which is something that we were suggesting that they consider adding, because they're really just the initial rage and then that's it. There's nothing else to gain from the exclusive artifact. Celus's Graveyard Opus. Oh, Jesus. How about we fix the hero first, or make the hero a little more so this is something that Mortar Mike and I started talking about, is how do you buff, how do you balance the heroes? And I said, well, my concern is that their crutch is going to be just throw an exclusive artifact. Well, I think that is what's happening here. Instead of going to rework the kits of the heroes or change the multipliers, they're just saying, here, throw them in an artifact and hopefully they work. This concept will work if Gleaming Meteorite's economy improves. You gotta give them a chance for people to be able to upgrade these artifacts when they get them. Now, the other thing that we're still waiting on as well is the higher levels of artificial material raid. So hopefully, in addition to Gleaming Meteorites, we get or in addition to the Flawless Meteorites, we also get Gleaming Meteorites from that. So it's the concept is being laid out. Hopefully there is something else on top of it that makes this a little bit more tolerable to pursue. But going to Celus's artifacts, now it says that they changing the wording, so now it says it just increases damage by 15% during the ultimate and reduces enemies receive healing by 30 to 45% depending on the level of the artifact. So it adds damage. 15%. Is it enough with his multipliers? I guess we'll find out. When it comes to guild now we're talking about the guilds. They're going to add a counter right on the banner of the guild, so you know when the Titanic Ruins is going to reset. So they added a visual effect and pop-up when there are still available challenge attempts 1 day before the end of Titanic Ruins. Oh, more pop-ups. Okay, thanks. Added a skill description button next to the boss name of the Titanic Ruins. Main interface for skill preview. Okay, so you can just click on it and see what's going on. And they changing the guild war point system a little bit. They said that they optimized the deduction, so when the point gap between the winning and losing side is too large, the point deducted from the losing guild will be appropriately reduced. So I'm thinking that this is one of those things that is not just going to be like a flat deduction, that if one guild does a better job than another one, then the guild, the loss will be, I guess, punished accordingly, which just plays into the hand of the top guilds in each one of the servers. So that's how they want to do it. For that, we'll leave that for another video at another time. So that pretty much does it. It has to do mostly, I think, with a Praetus buff, if you don't mind me saying. Artifacts that are coming into the game, some are being revised because they were not working correctly. There is new gear enhancement feature that's going to be added to the background fight screen, and again, they're trying to toy with the promotion rates. So that's Forerunner news. We'll leave it there. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you on the next Watch Our Realms video.